Hey there, auto enthusiasts. You're tuned in to Thursday's edition of Auto Intelligence Podcast. I'm Steve, joined by my colleague Claire, bringing you industry insights while you tackle your morning routine.
Morning, Steve, and hello to all our listeners. Today we're examining something that's been years in the making, but is finally happening on roads across several markets this spring: the deployment of Level 3 autonomous driving systems in production vehicles.
It's a practical milestone that shifts us from coming soon promises to actual consumer experiences. For the first time, drivers in certain vehicles and regions can legally take their hands off the wheel and eyes off the road, letting the car handle driving duties under specific conditions.
This transition raises questions about technology readiness, market adoption, and what it means for everyday drivers. Let's get into what's actually rolling out this spring and how it's changing the driving experience. Several manufacturers have moved beyond testing to actual customer deployment this spring. Mercedes-Benz Drive Pilot 2.0 is now operational at speeds up to 95 kilometers per hour on approved highways in California and Nevada, delivered through over-the-air updates.
What's noteworthy about Mercedes' approach is how they've gradually expanded capabilities. They're using a sophisticated sensor package that includes LiDAR, multiple cameras, and radar systems to create a real-time understanding of the vehicle's surroundings.
Meanwhile, Stellantis is taking a different path with their STLA AutoDrive 1.0 in the Jeep Wagoneer. Their system currently operates at 60 kilometers per hour in specific traffic conditions, with plans to expand to 95 kilometers per hour as their technology matures.
European deployment is moving ahead too. BMW's personal pilot system is operational in Germany at higher speeds, up to 130 kilometers per hour on highways. They're planning a U.S. launch in the third quarter of this year once they clear regulatory hurdles.
Chinese manufacturers are also part of this wave. XPeng is targeting what they're describing as quasi-level 3 capabilities by June, while Zeekr plans an April introduction of their system.
Current market research suggests about 20% of European premium vehicles will include level 3 capability by year-end. The global Level 3 market was valued at approximately $15 billion last year and is projected to reach $75 billion by 2023.
Looking at adoption rates, analysts project Level 3 systems will represent about 10% of new car sales globally by 2030, though some more optimistic forecasts suggest up to 40% is possible in that timeframe.
Several technical advancements have converged to make Level 3 systems commercially viable in 2025. These aren't just incremental improvements. They address fundamental challenges that have limited autonomous capabilities until now.
Sensor technology has seen substantial progress. LiDAR costs have decreased by about 40% since 2023, with production expected to reach 36 million units this year. That cost reduction helps make these systems commercially viable.
It's not just individual sensors, but how they work together. BYD's sensor fusion system combines 12 cameras with 5 radars to build a comprehensive view of the vehicle's environment.
Processing capabilities have improved dramatically too. AI decision-making latency has been reduced to under 50 milliseconds on platforms like NVIDIA's Cosmos, which is essential for real-time operation at highway speeds.
These systems use advanced neural networks that can predict pedestrian movements with nearly 99% accuracy in testing and respond to sudden lane changes in 0.2 seconds. Modern vehicles are processing terabytes of data hourly to make driving decisions.
The software architecture of these vehicles enables ongoing improvement. Mercedes has demonstrated how they can increase operating speeds from 60 to 95 kilometers per hour through software updates without hardware changes.
Stellantis has integrated their STLA brain neural networks with processing that's 4 times faster than their previous systems. This combination of hardware and software capabilities is what makes true Level 3 operation possible now.
You're listening to Auto Intelligence, sponsored by Auto Agentic, the intelligent solution helping dealerships boost efficiency and customer satisfaction. Now, back to our discussion about Level 3 autonomous driving systems. Technical capability is only part of the equation. Regulatory frameworks needed to evolve to enable these deployments.
Switzerland recently became the first European country to permit Level 3 operation on designated roads starting March 1st. This follows the EU's automated lane keeping system regulation that enables highway automation up to 130 kilometers per hour across all member states.
In the US, California added 1,200 new miles of Level 3 approved highways, during the first quarter of 2025, substantially expanding where these systems can legally operate.
The United Nations Economic Commission for Europe's regulation R147 has been particularly important. It allows Level 3 systems to operate at speeds up to 130 kilometers per hour on highways in countries that have adopted it, including Germany, France, and Japan.
China implemented new Level 3 regulations in Beijing this April, enabling automakers like XPeng and Li Auto to launch mass-produced vehicles with these capabilities. Their national target is for 70% of new vehicles to include at least Level 2 autonomy by year end.
These regulatory changes are affecting insurance practices too. Early adopters are seeing premium reductions between 18 and 22% due to the collision avoidance capabilities of these systems.
There's also an emerging category of cyber physical policies covering sensor failures, adding about $150 annually to insurance costs. It represents a new risk category insurers are still learning to evaluate.
Despite technological and regulatory progress, several challenges affect consumer adoption. One key issue is what researchers call the vigilance paradox.
These systems require drivers to be ready to retake control within 1.5 seconds during edge cases. Testing indicates that 43% of users have difficulty properly re-engaging after more than 10 minutes of autonomous operation.
It's a human factors issue. Situational awareness diminishes rapidly when people aren't actively involved in driving. The transition from autonomous to manual control remains problematic.
Manufacturers recognize this challenge. Mercedes is conducting 1.2 million test drives globally this quarter, specifically to educate drivers about system capabilities and limitations.
Switzerland is taking a formal approach by incorporating autonomy education into driver training programs starting this July. They recognize that interacting with these systems requires specific knowledge and skills.
Consumer confidence remains an issue, with over half of potential users expressing safety concerns about Level 3 systems. These education initiatives aim to address those concerns through direct experience.
There's also a notable generational difference in acceptance. Research indicates millennials show 22% higher willingness to use Level 3 features compared to baby boomers, suggesting younger drivers more readily adapt to these technologies.
Artificial intelligence forms the core of Level 3 systems, with recent advances enabling capabilities that weren't previously possible.
Today's systems combine multiple AI types: vision systems, interpreting camera data, predictive algorithms anticipating traffic movements, and decision-making models determining appropriate driving actions.
NVIDIA's Cosmos platform utilizes transformer neural networks similar to those in advanced language models, but optimized for processing sensor data and making rapid driving decisions.
These systems learn from extensive data sets. Mercedes trained their Drive Pilot on more than 500 million miles of driving data before commercial release. The systems continue learning through anonymous data from customer vehicles.
Weather adaptation has been a significant AI advancement. New algorithms can recognize and compensate for rain and light snow effects on sensors, expanding operational conditions.
Local processing via dedicated GPUs reduces response time to under 50 milliseconds, substantially faster than human reaction time in most circumstances. We've discussed how Level 3 affects drivers and manufacturers, but there's another critical part of the automotive ecosystem that's adapting: dealerships. How's this technology changing their business model?
It's reshaping several aspects of dealership operations. First, there's the sales process itself. Selling vehicles with Level 3 capabilities requires a completely different approach to customer education and expectation management.
Absolutely. Dealerships need sales staff with specialized training to explain not just the capabilities, but also the limitations of these systems. According to Kelley Blue Book, they must clearly communicate where and when these systems work, like Mercedes Drive Pilot's operation only on certain highways at speeds up to 40 miles per hour in Nevada and California.
Many of these features are being offered through subscription models too. BMW's Personal Pilot L3 and similar systems are increasingly sold as software upgrades rather than one-time hardware purchases. This shifts dealerships toward recurring revenue streams instead of just the traditional single transaction model.
The service department is seeing big changes as well. These Level 3 systems rely on a complex array of LiDARs, cameras, and sensors that require completely different diagnostic equipment and technician certifications.
That's right. Forvia, a major automotive technology supplier, notes that dealership service centers need new diagnostic tools and specialized training to maintain these systems. Many are partnering directly with manufacturers for proprietary repairs that can't be handled by independent shops.
There's also the liability shift that happens with Level 3. When these systems are active, the manufacturer assumes responsibility for accidents rather than the driver. This creates new conversations at dealerships about warranty terms and insurance implications.
Regulatory compliance is another challenge. Selling Level 3-enabled vehicles requires adherence to regional approvals. A spokesperson for Stellantis noted, "Our Level 3 technology is fully developed and ready for deployment, but the current market remains very limited. We will evaluate commercialization once conditions improve."
Digital retailing is evolving too. Customers now expect sophisticated online platforms where they can customize autonomous features. Dealerships are increasingly using AI-powered digital showrooms to highlight Level 3 benefits through interactive demonstrations.
Even inventory management is affected. Since Level 3 is only permitted in select markets like California, Germany, and parts of Nevada, dealerships in these areas are prioritizing models like the Mercedes EQS with Drive Pilot, while others focus on Level 2 Plus systems.
The used car side of the business faces new appraisal challenges as well. Resale values for Level 3 vehicles depend heavily on whether the software can be updated and the condition of expensive sensor arrays.
Forward-thinking dealerships are also developing new partnership opportunities. As robotaxi services expand, some are positioning themselves to manage fleet maintenance for Level 4 ride-hailing vehicles, bridging personal and commercial autonomy markets.
Level 3 adoption is still at an early stage, but industry analysts like S&P Global Mobility project that 20% of premium vehicles will offer Level 3 by the end of 2025, with Stellantis, BMW, and Mercedes leading this adoption.
Ford CEO Jim Farley has stated they're getting close to Level 3 capabilities, targeting implementation in some 2026 models. This aligns with broader industry timelines for integrating hands-free systems into mainstream vehicles.
McKinsey estimates that Level 3 and 4 systems could generate between $300 and $400 billion in revenue by 2035, contingent on regulatory alignment and consumer confidence. Dealerships that adapt their business models now will be better positioned to capture this growth.
Different automakers are pursuing distinct Level 3 implementation strategies, particularly between premium and mainstream manufacturers.
Premium brands like Mercedes and BMW are launching with higher speed capabilities, 95 to 130 kilometers per hour, using more extensive sensor arrays including multiple LiDARs and cameras.
Stellantis has adopted a more conservative approach for their mainstream vehicles, starting at 60 kilometers per hour with fewer sensors. They're also charging for capability upgrades, while premium manufacturers include updates at no additional cost.
Launch timing varies too. Mercedes and BMW are focused on second quarter 2025 availability, while Stellantis is targeting broader deployment in 2026 models.
Chinese manufacturers are pursuing a cost-efficiency strategy. BYD's system achieves comparable highway performance at approximately one-third the cost of Western systems, potentially disrupting market dynamics.
XPeng is extending Level 3 capabilities to urban environments using bird's-eye view transformers, pushing beyond the highway-only focus of most Western systems.
The strategic considerations for automakers extend beyond technology to legal frameworks, testing programs, and consumer education initiatives.
Regulatory fragmentation presents another challenge. Manufacturers must navigate different approval processes across markets, increasing complexity and development costs.
Level 3 also shifts liability patterns. When these systems are active, manufacturers share responsibility for system performance, a significant change from Level 2, where drivers retain full responsibility.
Looking forward, what developments can we expect over the next 5 years?
Operating speeds will likely increase quickly. Systems functioning at 130 kilometers per hour should become common by next year as regulations evolve and technology proves reliable.
Urban deployment represents the next challenge. BMW began testing Level 3 systems in Munich traffic this April. Expanding beyond highways to complex urban environments would significantly broaden usefulness.
Insurance models are adapting too. Usage-based pricing trials in Texas offer up to 40% discounts for drivers with fewer than one manual intervention per month, creating financial incentives for system use.
Longer-term projections suggest 57% of new vehicles could include Level 3 or higher capabilities by 2030 in accelerated adoption scenarios. That would substantially change how people interact with their vehicles.
High-definition mapping remains a constraint. Currently, only about 35% of US highways have the detailed mapping needed for Level 3 operation. That coverage needs to nearly double for comprehensive deployment.
Between 2025 and 2030, Level 3 systems will likely transition from premium segments to mainstream models, particularly in China and Europe, as ongoing improvements address current limitations.
The broader autonomous vehicle market, currently valued at $1.7 trillion, is projected to reach $3.9 trillion by 2034, growing at an annual rate of 8.6%, with Level 3 systems playing an important role in this expansion. The convergence of technical capability, regulatory approval, and market readiness has made 2025 the year Level 3 autonomy finally reaches consumers in meaningful numbers.
What makes this interesting is how it changes the relationship between drivers and vehicles. Cars are gaining more independence while drivers learn new supervision skills rather than direct control.
The next few years will reveal whether consumers embrace or resist this transition. Manufacturers will need to deliver consistently reliable performance to build trust in these systems. Before we wrap up today, I want to mention that this episode was produced by the team at AutoAgentic, where we're focused on transforming the automotive retail industry.
AutoAgentic is a pioneering AI-driven platform founded in 2024 with a mission to help dealerships streamline operations, optimize sales performance, and elevate the customer experience.
What sets our approach apart is our focus on ethical AI, seamless integrations, and real-time data insights. We believe in empowering dealership teams, not replacing them, to unlock new levels of productivity and profitability.
If you'd like to learn more about AutoAgentic's vision for the future of automotive retail, visit us at autoagentic.ai.
If you found today's discussion valuable, leave us a review wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be back Saturday with another industry deep dive. Thanks for listening to Auto Intelligence.